Why intelligent people feel lonely.
Intelligence is often associated with success, confidence, and independence. But there is a side of intelligence that is rarely talked about: loneliness. Not the kind that comes from being physically alone, but the kind that comes from feeling unseen, misunderstood, or disconnected even when surrounded by people. If you have ever felt like conversations stay on the surface, like you think about things others don't seem interested in, or like you don't quite belong anywhere, there is a reason for that. And it is not a personal failure, it is psychological. One of the main reasons intelligent people feel lonely is depth of thought. People with higher cognitive ability tend to process the world deeply. They think in patterns, systems, and long-term consequences. They question meanings, motives, and structures. Most everyday social interaction is shallow by design. Small talk, repetition, social rituals. These interactions serve comfort, not depth. For an intelligent mind, this can feel draining rather than connecting. Not because others are uninteresting, but because the mind is operating on a different level of complexity. Over time, this creates distance. You speak less, not because you have nothing to say, but because it feels like no one is listening on your wavelength. Another major reason is simple mathematics. Highly intelligent individuals are fewer in number. That means fewer people naturally think, reason, or question reality in similar ways. This does not mean others are inferior. It means shared mental frameworks are harder to find. When your interests are abstract, philosophical, or analytical, the pool of people you deeply resonate with becomes smaller. So you may be surrounded by people, yet still feel alone. Because loneliness is not about being alone. It is about not being understood. Intelligence is also closely linked with overthinking. A more analytical mind does not switch off easily. It evaluates conversations, social cues, intentions, and inconsistencies. While others are simply present in the moment, intelligent people are often analyzing the moment. They notice changes in tone, unspoken meanings, contradictions between words and actions. This heightened awareness makes relaxation difficult, especially in social settings. And when you cannot fully relax around others, connection becomes exhausting. Loneliness grows quietly, not from rejection, but from mental fatigue.
Another overlooked reason is value mismatch. Intelligent people often value curiosity, honesty, and independent thinking. They question norms rather than blindly accepting them. In environments where conformity is rewarded, this can create friction. Depth is mistaken for overthinking. Questions are mistaken for negativity. Silence is mistaken for distance. To fit in, many intelligent people begin to simplify themselves. They speak less. They share less. They hide parts of how they think. Being physically present while mentally absent creates a powerful sense of isolation. There is also emotional independence. Many intelligent people learn early how to process emotions internally. They analyze feelings instead of expressing them. They regulate themselves instead of seeking comfort. This can look like strength, but it can also reduce vulnerability. When others do not see your inner world, they assume you do not need connection. So they offer less. They ask less. They reach out less. Loneliness does not always come from being ignored. Sometimes it comes from being perceived as complete on your own. Higher intelligence also brings greater awareness of reality, of uncertainty, of complexity, of unanswered questions. This awareness makes simple narratives harder to accept. Optimism becomes cautious. Certainty feels dishonest. When you see nuance everywhere, it becomes difficult to fully belong in spaces built on absolutes. This does not make intelligent people pessimistic. It makes them realistic. But realism can feel isolating. In a world that prefers comfort over truth, here is the most important part. Loneliness in intelligent people is not a flaw. It is a byproduct of how their minds work. It does not mean something is wrong with you. It means your cognition, awareness, and values operate differently. The solution is not to think less. It is not to become smaller. It is to find environments and people who meet you where you are. Depth requires depth. Understanding requires patience. And connection requires compatibility. Not everyone will understand you, but the right people will. And when they do, loneliness does not disappear completely. It transforms into meaningful solitude.